Today, we are going to peel back the layers on your favorite songs and discover the secret history that's hidden inside. We're going to map out the entire family tree of modern music. So let's just dive right in. Have you ever really stopped to think about it? Why does that one sad song make you feel things? Or why does a party anthem have that specific beat that just makes you want to move? Well, I'll tell you, it is not random. There's a reason, a whole history behind every single note you hear. And here's the key. You gotta stop thinking about music in these separate little boxes. Instead, I want you to picture it as one giant, sprawling family. Every genre is like a relative, passing down its DNA, its unique sounds and feelings, to the next generation. Okay, so to really get the music of today, we have to go way back. Let's meet the three grandparent genres that are at the root of pretty much everything you listen to. First up, we've got classical music. Think Mozart and Beethoven. This is the genre that gave us the blueprint for musical structure. It's the whole idea that a song has different parts, like a verse and a chorus, and they all fit together to build something bigger and more powerful. Then, coming out of the American South, we have the blues. Now, if classical music gave us the blueprint for structure, the blues gave us the blueprint for pure feeling. It's all about expressing that deep, raw emotion, hardship, love, loss, usually through the incredible sounds of a guitar or a harmonica. And the absolute core DNA of the blues is something called the 12-bar blues. It's just a simple, repeating chord pattern, but man, is it powerful. So powerful, in fact, that it became the foundation for literally countless songs that came later. That simple pattern? It's the backbone of huge rock and roll hits like Elvis Presley's Hound Dog. And our third great-grandparent genre is folk music. This is music by the people, for the people. It's less about super complex arrangements or personal pain, and more about telling stories. Stories about history, about community, and just about everyday life, all passed down from one generation to the next. So here's the big difference in how they tell their stories, right? The blues gave music a voice for super deep, personal feelings. But folk music, it gave music a voice to share the stories of an entire community. And you need both of those to build what came next. Okay, so we've met our three foundational roots. But what happens when they start to mix and mingle? Well, this is where the family tree really starts to branch out and things get really interesting. Let's head down to New Orleans in the early 20th century. What's happening here is musicians started taking those complex harmonies from European classical music and smashing them together with these vibrant, swinging rhythms from Africa. And the result was something totally new, something called jazz. And the magic ingredient, the thing that makes jazz so special, is improvisation. It's the freedom to just make up melodies right there on the spot. You can think of it like the musicians are having a live, spontaneous conversation with their instruments, instead of just reading notes off a page. It's incredible. Now let's cook up another huge fusion. What do you think you'd get if you took those emotional chords from the blues, stirred in the storytelling of folk and its cousin country music, and then just cranked the volume to 11? You get rock and roll. It took the soul of its parents, but it gave it this loud, rebellious, and totally electric new voice that just grabbed a whole generation of young people in the 1950s and did not let go. So its core identity was really defined by that heavy driving beat, the sheer power of the electric guitar, and lyrics that weren't just about love anymore. They were about rebellion, about changing the world. And of course, that family tree just kept on branching. Rock took its own energy and pushed it to the absolute extreme, evolving into heavy metal. This subgenre just maxed everything out. Faster tempos, crazier guitar solos, and that signature distorted sound. Okay, so now we're entering a whole new era. The next major branches on our musical tree weren't just born from mixing old sounds. Nope, they came from brand new cultural movements and some seriously game-changing technology. Let's jump to New York City in the 1970s. And neighborhoods like the Bronx, something amazing started to happen. Hip-hop was born, but it was way, way more than just a new type of music. It was a complete cultural movement, with four main pillars holding it up. You had rapping, which is that rhythmic storytelling, DJing, which is using turntables as an actual instrument, breakdancing, the iconic dance style, and graffiti, the visual art. All of it came together to form one powerful identity. So while hip-hop was growing organically on the streets, a totally different kind of revolution was happening inside studios. New tech, Things like synthesizers, drum machines, and computers gave artists the power to create sounds that nobody had ever heard before. And this led directly to electronic dance music, or EDM. And here's a cool little fact for you. A ton of EDM tracks are set to exactly 128 beats per minute. Why? Because it's been found to be the absolute perfect tempo to get a huge crowd of people dancing together in sync. I mean, it's music literally engineered for energy. So, we've met the grandparents, the parents, all the wild cousins. How does all of this connect to the music that's on your phone right now? Well, let's take a look at the playbook for modern pop. And this brings us to what might be the biggest idea of all. Modern pop isn't really one single genre. It's the ultimate hybrid. Think of it like a musical magpie, just flying around and picking up all the shiniest, catchiest ideas from every single branch of that family tree. I mean, just think about a big pop hit. You hear that powerful emotional vocal in the chorus? That is the DNA of soul and R&B. That driving electric guitar riff in the bridge? That's pure rock. A guest rapper comes in for a verse? Well, that's hip-hop's influence. And that huge danceable beat with the drop? Straight out of the EDM playbook. It's all in there, mixed together. So every single song on your playlist is actually a piece of living history. It's a unique blend of DNA from this incredible, massive family tree. And that leaves us with one final fascinating question. With all the new tools and global connections we have today, what new fusions are going to happen next? What do you think the music of the future is actually going to sound like?